Monday. It is April 13th, and for our reading lesson today, we're going to be doing our shared reading. So you will need your shared reading workbook and your materials, a yellow crayon, a pencil, and an eraser. And if you have colored pencils, you can bring those as well. Before we begin our shared reading, we're going to do an introduction of our topic again, a little review of what Unit 9 is all about.
Topic 9. Meeting our needs and wants. Essential question. Why do we make choices? Need. Need. Want. Want.
So we can see here that meeting our needs and wants is our unit topic. The things that we need are the things that are important to us in order to survive and keep us comfortable. The things that we want are extra pleasures and joys and things that we might like to have, but we don't have to have. Now, before I show you the shared reading topic, I want to say the title for you, and that is Trading for Needs and Wants. Trading for needs and wants. So think first of all what that might be about. What do you think it could be about? And what kind of a story do you think it might be? And now you may turn in your workbooks to page 6 in your new shared reading workbooks for Unit 9. And the topic is trading for needs and wants. So we see here that there are a couple of pictures at the bottom. And I want you to be thinking of maybe about our letters from last week. Our letters last week were X and Z. So before we get started, we're going to circle our end punctuation, and then we will read the story. So go ahead and take your pencil and come on over. And we see that we have a period here we're going to circle, and that means we stop. Over here on page 2 is a question mark, so that means that we are asking a question and we raise our voice. And we have a period here, we stop. A comma means we pause, and a period means that we stop. So looking at the pictures here, do you think this is a fiction, not real, or a nonfiction, real? Seeing these photos, these are not real photos, but we can see that this was probably is a story from long ago. So as we're reading through the story, I want you to be thinking again of those letters from last week and see if you can find them as we're reading. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the narrator. They're going to read the whole thing to you first.
Trading for needs and wants. Today, most people use money to buy things they need or want. What did they do before there was money? People traded for things. For example, someone might trade a zucchini for a pepper.
Circle the words that begin with lowercase.
Okay. So as we're going through here, did you happen to notice maybe an X or maybe a Z? I see a Z right here, and we're going to circle it because that is our letter from last week, the letter Z. Okay? So thinking about the word trading. The very beginning, the title says trading. So what does it mean to trade? When you trade, it means you exchange one thing for something else. A lot of people like to trade baseball cards. People might trade a toy. You could give a crayon to a friend, and they might give you a pencil. And so that would be considered trading. Let's take a look here at the first illustration. What does this man have that another person might want? Look at what he's holding. It looks like a saw of some kind. He is sawing wood. If someone didn't have a saw, that might be something that somebody else might want, and he might be willing to trade that saw in order to get food for his family. Look at the second illustration. What does this woman have that another person might want? Looks like she's holding up some bread. If she's good at baking bread, she might be able to trade that bread for some other kind of food with a friend. I'd like you to think for just a moment. Do you think that trading is a good way for people to get what they need or they want? Why or why not? So you might at this time want to share with a family member, maybe even a sibling, of why you think trading could be a good way to get what you need or want. If you said yes, your reason might be that when you trade, you're able to trade for something and not have to worry about the cost. Even though one item might cost more than another, it might mean more to you than somebody else. And if somebody else doesn't need it, then they don't mind giving it up. So trading in some cases is easier and better to get the things that you want. However, having money allows you to use that money to purchase anything that you may need or want. So now we're going to go ahead and read the story again. And we're going to be talking about the details, and we're going to number the details. So let's go ahead, and I want you to read the story. I'm going to read it slowly, and you can read it with me. Ready? Begin. Trading for needs and wants. Today, most people use money to buy things they need or want. What did they do before there was money? People traded for things. For example, someone might trade a zucchini for a pepper. So now we're going to take a look at some of the details in this story. In the fourth sentence, we find one detail about trading. So we can count 1 sentence, 2, 3, and 4. The words say that someone might trade a zucchini for a pepper. So that would be one detail in this story that would be very important. So that is an example of trading. So we're going to underline the word trade, a zucchini, and all the way across for a pepper. That gives us an example of what it means to trade. And that's really the only example here today that gives an example for trading. We also see up here that people traded for things. So we can underline that too, because that also gives us a detail. So we'll number that one as number 1, and we'll have this one for number 2. And now down here at the bottom, it says circle the words that begin with the letter T. So we're focusing a little bit on the word T for today. So we're going to come up here, and I want you to circle the word trading because it starts with T, today, and see if you can find other words that begin with 2 before I do. Things begins with 2, T, and they, but it doesn't have the sound of T, but it says circle the words that begin with T. So we're going to go ahead and do that, even though it has a special sound of the. And over here, going through, we have another one. And then we have traded again, circle that, and this one, and last trade again. Okay, so we found quite a few. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, here's another one. Whoops. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to come down here and write 10. And then it says to underline the word what. What is going to be your new sight word for this week? And that will be in your phonics lesson, either today or tomorrow. So let's go ahead and we're going to switch to our yellow highlighter. And we are going to color all of our sight words. 4 is going to be one coming up soon, but not yet. Or do we already have 4? I think we already have 4 as one of our sight words. Let's go ahead and highlight that then. And it's hard, I don't have my word wall to refer to. 2. And over here we are going to highlight what. We're going to learn that this week. 4 again. 4, and So now we're going to put down our yellow crayon, pick up our pencil, and we're going to go ahead and count how many sight words. We counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to come down here and write 9. Then we're going to begin listing those words down here. So we're going to write the word 4 and 2, what, and again I hope you're doing a much neater job than me, and And that concludes our shared reading lesson for today. If you want, you may go ahead and draw a picture and color it if you would like. And that's the end of our shared reading lesson for today on Monday, April 13th. So I hope you enjoyed doing that. I hope you enjoyed having a brand new book. I am so glad you were able to get your supplies, and we will see you tomorrow with our reading lesson in our big mentor reading books. All right, take care. We'll see you tomorrow.